What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I don't know if I'm being too loud because I'm here with
Gershwan, and it's never too loud because,
algorithms.
noise marines. This is a video
Yeah.
series where, did you already say it?
We did not.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, for the greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewers. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we usually get to those questions first. Unless your question or your response is so funny that we just have to say it. So kudos to those who are funny. This question comes from Chamby. He says, if both the Eldar and Orcs were created by the Old Ones to fight the Necrons, does that mean that they allied and fought together at some point? Maybe. There's no historical records of the exact battles of the Old Ones that GW has given us. We might find some in the Blackstone Fortress little stuff. But other than that, we don't really know. And we also don't know if the Old Ones was one race or if it was multiple races. We know that they are reptilian in nature, but it could be like the lizardmen of
Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, which they have this skinks. The Slan, the skinks, and there's other one. The Seraphon? No, the ones that look more like raptors. So like you have the raptors, the toads, and then the regular like small little lizard things. So it could have been like that, and then it could have been that the more warrior-minded Old Ones, or the more war-minded Old Ones created the Krork, and those fought separately from the Dark or from the Eldar. Maybe, but we don't really know. It's all speculation.
Right.
And the reason that it's unlikely that they allied together is because there's no bond. Like, no bond continued. It could be because the bonds were broken after the big party that happened with the Krork. Check out our 40 facts on the Krork or the Brain Boys.
But it's basically just a quinceañera.
It's basically a quinceañera, yeah. But instead of dancing and doing a valse, it was like all the clans, or not all the clans because there was no clans back then, but all of the different orcs fought each other and formed clans. Mm-hmm. It used to be ruled over by what we would consider now as the WAAAGH clan. And evidence of that is in the artwork that GW produced for the big party, with orcs in their quinceañera dresses, and yeah, so the big party could have been like the catalyst of the Eldar being like, oh, you guys are fighting amongst yourselves, go away,
right?
And then they had to fight them because they're just warrior or aggressive in nature, mm-hmm. And then that schism began to happen, but we don't know.
Right.
It's all speculation.
Yeah, and it's like if you try to look at it nowadays, it's like the Eldar were always cocky, mm-hmm. and I could see them already seeing themselves as better than the Orcs, even way back when.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That might mean that no, they didn't actually ally, even if it was for a little while. I don't see them doing it for very long.
Yeah, and that's what's happening now. Like even like if a freebooter captain allies with an Eldar Corsair, they know that at the end of the day, the Orc is trying to kill the Eldar, and then the Eldar just they're smart enough not to
mm-hmm.
to trust them.
Right, they got their spidey sense.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
This one's by Erza Swan. What are the largest creatures in 40K? What are those whale things?
Void whales.
I was gonna say narwhals, but no, those are Tyranid ships.
Yep,
right?
Yep, and those are pretty small.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, void whales. They're huge. They're large. They're in charge. They're the size of your mom. But I guess no, because even then, because I was gonna say some warp planets are actually living, so maybe those could count as like the biggest thing. But those whales are bigger than like planets.
Yeah, and then you have to kind of be specific as to what you mean as living, mm-hmm. because are demons living? Because they're not really like you can't kill a demon. If you like banish a demon, it just goes back into the warp.
Right.
Or if you do end up killing it, like say its name or whatever. No, that's still banishing into the warp. But mm-hmm. if you do end up killing it, like it is the essence of the god, and you can't kill the god. So.
Right.
And then those demon worlds, because like the famous demon world that's alive is the giant fetus or a man in a fetal position. Sorry. But yeah,
fetus in a man position.
Yeah, fetus. Yeah. But that's probably one of the most famous ones. It makes me think of the living planet in
Ego.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. So think of that, but more demonic and gross. By the way, since we're talking about like movies and comparing it to that, I just want to throw in a quick little shout out to what's his name? It's a TikToker who was talking about that one movie that we've discussed on the channel before.
Event Horizon?
Event Horizon, yep. And he was saying that like if you get one of the... Oh, the door just closed.
Maybe we should stop talking about demons in Event Horizon.
Yeah, that's weird. There's nobody in the house but you and me.
Quick, una Virgen de Guadalupe Rosario.
Oh. But yeah, so in the DVD extras, I think the director does say that he was inspired by 40K. So Event Horizon might not be the first warp jump that humanity took, but it might be inspired by 40K. So if you guys want to get a good representation of the warp and how crazy and sadistic it is, check out the movie Event Horizon, which I think is on Netflix.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll look up the TikToker's name. I think it's I don't know. I'm not even gonna pretend. But good question. Did we answer his main question?
Yeah. The whale, void whales.
Yes.
This one is by Yarshman. What 40K book would you recommend as an entry point to the Black Library? So when it comes to the Black Library, there's a slew of books you can get into. There's a lot, honestly. I don't know. Well, based on personal reasons, I feel like audiobooks are better because you can do something while listening to them. When you're reading a book, you literally have to invest all this time in reading. And obviously, we're all war gamers. We've got chunks of plastic sitting everywhere. So it's best to just pop in your earbuds, listen to the audiobook, and start painting and hobbying away.
Yeah.
But if you really want to get into the meat and potatoes, I'd say it's always good just starting with the Heresy.
Yeah, the Heresy's pretty good. That's and then it depends on what type of reader you are.
That's true, yeah.
If you're the type of person that is gonna have the time to just listen to a bunch of like 40K and you don't really care how detailed each book is, because the Horus Heresy is very, very detailed. And that's the one thing that bugs me about it. Like I'm used to reading Codex, and then I jump over to the Horus Heresy stuff, and it's like the prelude to a battle is probably like 2 chapters long, and it's just like, oh my god, do I really need to know every single detail of what this Iron Warrior looks like? But so if you're not that type of person, Eisenhorn, Xenos, I've read that one. That one's really good. So it depends. I would agree, though. Horus Heresy is a good place to start. And then if you start reading it or you start listening to it and it's not your thing, jump over to Eisenhorn, because Eisenhorn is really good, too.
Yeah. There's also tons more if you don't want to just stick with the Imperium. The Beast. There are some Tau books out there. So there's other things to explore.
Yeah. And I got the TikToker's name. His name is Props to History. So if you guys are on TikTok, go look up Props to History. Let him know One Mind Syndicate sent you, even though he has 144,000 subscribers or followers. But he creates some really cool content. And it's just like, I've been binge watching his stuff. I didn't know you can binge watch TikToks until I found his channel. Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Odin, God of Wisdan. If you could have in your hands right now any firearm from 40K, which one would you choose? Not including melee, just guns. And would you be physically able to wield it?
That's a good little like thing at the end that you put. So I'm guessing that you mean something that's going to be operational and it's going to work. Because I was thinking like right off the bat, I thought the Jakiro weaponsmith rings, the digital weapons, because they're easy to hide. So like if you are gonna go rob a bank, like you don't have to like, you could just have a ring on, because it would be cool to have the Emperor's sword or the one that Gilliman has.
Freaking flaming sword, but that's probably bigger than you are.
Yeah, like you get out of the car walking up to the bank and you're carrying a flaming sword. Yeah, they're gonna know you're gonna do something. So I would say digital weapons. So the rings.
The thing that came to mind was a plasma pistol, because obviously it's not as big as a gun, Which, if a freaking Space Marine is able to wield a gun this way, like, I'm going to be freaking struggling to carry it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like taking a mattress down the stairs. It's almost impossible.
Right. You just throw it or write it down.
And then it gets stuck at the end and you got to, like, bend it taco style.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a plasma pistol, I could use it similar to, like, I don't know, like a regular automatic weapon.
Yeah, I see that.
Like, I could, like, carry it like this, even though it's a pistol. But for us, it's probably...
What happens if you roll a 1, though?
Oh, I'm rolling those ones. I'm just going to blow up.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get a chance to use it. It's just going to blow up first turn, first try.
Is that still a rule?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not like you take a wound or you take a mortal wound. No, just remove the model from the table.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to have, like, a gun line of plasma next to a captain or some type of reroll shenanigans so that if you do roll ones, you can roll it again.
Damn. Next question comes from Peter Hainzo. In what order do you expect the new codices to be released after the Sisters in the Dark Eldar?
Probably another Space Marine. Yeah. Which,
unfortunately,
by some point in time, they're going to have to run out of Space Marines, and it's just going to be like... But, no, I feel after Dark Eldar and the Sisters, they have to do Chaos. Like, just the regular Chaos book, not like Thousand Suns.
Because what do we have for Chaos right now? For
just
a
Death
codex?
Guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chaos would make more sense because you're catching like a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is killing me, though, that we don't really have a codex, and then we have to work off of the FAQs.
Yeah.
And then the point values get altered.
Mm-hmm.
So, like right now, we're playing a Crusade, and your Crusade army got messed up because the power levels got messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of difficult.
Right, and it's like, well, what do I do now? Because, like, certain guys got battle scars and battle honors, and then the point system got all weird, so...
I wonder why GW does that. I wonder why they don't just have, like, a team of people creating the codex.
Well, they do. They do have playtesters and stuff, but I feel like after they release a bunch of codices, or after they release, like, stuff to the public, there's little... like loopholes, I guess, that they never really thought about that came up, and that other people have like, oh, if you do this and this and this, you could do that.
It just bugs me that they play test one faction at a time or two factions at a time, where it's like they should write all of them and then try to build the meta that way.
Because it does seem that whenever a codex comes out, that's the new meta.
Yeah, unless you're Tau.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, no, yeah, just the Tau. Next question.
This one is by Alex K. What is the oldest and most powerful handheld in 40K?
Handheld, like gun? Weapon?
I think handheld anything.
Oh.
Because, like, you could have, like a relic, an artifact, and it could be like, I suck your soul or something.
Oh, okay. That's tough to say. Because I think that's not a handheld. Never mind. I was going to say the Golden Throne, but no, that's not a handheld.
Because the first thing that came to mind is Abaddon's sword. Because it can shapeshift into whatever it is. It's a demon that even the... Well, spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. All right, you've been warned. So the sword, Abaddon's sword, is a demon that even the Emperor could not kill. So that just goes to show you that, like, this thing means business. If the Emperor can't kill it, is it immortal? And if so, like, it's just going to keep eating the souls of whatever it kills forever, for eternity. So that is really, really strong.
When did it come into being, though?
There's rumors saying that it is the original demon. So...
Oh, so it's like...
Yeah.
It's not even bound to time and space?
No, it's like Big Bang, maybe even before that. I don't know.
So there you go. Abaddon's sword.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk? Next question comes from Dan Fab. If Danny Devito was in the 40K universe, what would he be? The Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. But not just Danny DeVito. I hope it's Frank from Always Sunny.
It's been a while since I've watched It's Always Sunny.
I watch it here and there, and it's always like, I should binge it, but I never do.
Yeah. You know what ruins it? What's like the leader of the group?
Oh,
that guy?
Yeah.
He's annoying.
I think that's why. Like, that's his thing.
To be annoying to the viewer?
Yeah.
Next question.
It makes you like Charlie so much more.
That's true. He's likable regardless of who he's around, though, because he can be in the same shot with Danny DeVito or Frank, and yeah, he's still funny.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like him in Pacific Rim for some reason.
I don't even remember Pacific Rim.
Good.
Yeah.
Dragon Punch 903. What sci-fi or fantasy race would you like to see as an Easter egg in the 40K universe? Not a new faction on the tabletop, or not any huge lore info dump, but just a small nod to it being there. He says, I'd like to see a massive ape skull, King Kong, which would bring the question, do kaiju exist somewhere or at some point in time in that universe?
Oh, I see what you're saying. The cool thing is, I would choose I guess it's fantasy, but it's the Loch Ness Monster, which already exists in the 40K universe, and it's been talked about.
Right. Rumored to be a Tyranid.
Yeah, so it's like the Tyranids and their bioforms have already probably existed in the galaxy before we even knew about it, just like COVID in the U.S. But yeah, I would say the Loch Ness Monster.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be cool if like there's a passage that talks about a face hugger that's just in like one of Trazian's vaults.
That would be cool. Yeah. So like Alien.
Mm-hmm. And then Predators. And then that means Arnold is real.
So props to history also taught me that Blade Runner happens in the same world as Alien.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
What?
Next question.
This one's by Michael Ruiz. You want to wrestle?
Again? I already said yes. Jesus. Anytime, any day, just pick it. I'll pick you.
Ooh.
Or choose you. Right? Pokemon?
Oh,
Gotta catch them all.
It's their 25th anniversary.
Oh, I saw they were trending on the YouTube thing for their number one. What was it?
They had a virtual concert with Post Malone. Yeah, it was cool. I saw it. I was there.
Because when I think Pokemon, I think Post Malone. Yeah. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting. Different, but welcome.
This next question comes from Erok9. Do Chaos Space Marines spend more time fighting Loyalists than each other or each other? That's a good question. I think Chaos Space Marines don't care where the blood comes. They just want the blood to flow. And it really depends. Like, obviously, if you have a Khorne worshipping warband, then yes, they're gonna fight at whatever. They're basically orcs, so probably themselves more so than anything else. But then if you have Tzeentch or if you have Nurgle, they're not gonna be fighting other corrupted things. They want to corrupt new things.
Right.
That's their whole point. So, and then Slaanesh, Slaanesh just is trying to have a good time.
Right.
They're the fun ones. They're the ones that you want to be corrupted by. Because it's 2021 and, left is right and right is left. We're all bent.
True. Truer words have never been spoken.
Next question.
Tony Bayer. Do Tyranids store pee in their head? Because the one in your thumbnail sure looks like it.
Oh, you're thinking of zoanthropes. Because they have the big brains where they store pee. Because pee, a lot of people don't know this
one. It's a gene stealer, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a bulbous head.
And he just used Nair. He got rid of all the hair.
So you see all the grooves and the...
It's going to be itchy in a minute.
Yep. A lot of surface area. A lot more than you thought.
Yeah. No, pee is not stored in the brain or in the head. What was this question?
Yeah, where do Tyranids store their pee? Because it looks like the head.
So if I were the hive mind and I was going to create a super...
Predator.
Yeah, I would not have him pee. Just like the Space Marines don't pee. They sweat.
They sweat. Yeah. Would you have Tyranid sweat then?
No, that has a name. What is it called? The toxin glands?
Oh, the adrenal glands or toxin sacs.
There you go. Yep.
So they pee out their sac.
And the pee is acid, just like my sweat. You should see my armpits after the gym.
There's it's just a hole.
But yeah, that's how pee is stored. Next question.
This one is by Malix Plays. Why is it that the Alpha Legion get no love on the table? I get the whole I am Alfarius, we are Alfarius, but I'd love to actually get a named leader for my force.
We answered this last week.
Yes, we did. And the reason is because they're part of the Chaos Undivided. And if you notice, all of the Undivided Chaos Warbands don't get love unless they're Black Legion, because they have Abaddon.
Yeah, and then you have to think, like, Chaos Undivided is Iron Warriors, it's the Night Lords, it's the Alpha Legion, and then it's what else? Oh, you said just Black Legion.
Abaddon, yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of them, so they all get clumped together. On top of that, the purpose of the Alpha Legion is to be the double crossers. They went to Chaos, and they're gonna betray Chaos. So like they are endgame fodder. And Endgame is not going to come anytime soon.
No.
So, yeah.
Which kind of sucks. Because they do have named characters, but it's all Forge World stuff. Which Forge World has some amazing Alpha Legion models.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, just comment down below. Put a question in front of your question. If we didn't get to your question today, just ask again. We do this 3 times a week. And thanks so much for listening, guys.
Yep. This has been The Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And we are out.
Oh,